Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk Books. Today I am doing a review on a series, which is a first for me. I've never actually reviewed a whole series before, but it's actually a little different. It's a series, but it's actually three shorter books, and that is on the True Blue Trilogy by Joyce Scarbrough. I think that's how you say your name. You have True Blue, Royal Blue, and True Blue Forever. This series is part of December's vlog tour. It's actually a 7-day tour. I will link down all the awesome booktubers that are part of it, as well as author links and where you can buy these books. And everything else you need to know will be down below, so make sure you go there and check it out. This is a coming-of-age story about three best friends, Gina, Wade, and Billy Joe. They live in a small town in Alabama, and it's set in the 1970s. In the first book, it follows them when they're at the age of 10. The second book is when they're in middle school, like 6th grade. And then the last book follows them in their senior year of high school. You watch their life unfold in the course of almost 10 years. So that's all I could really say about this book without getting into too much. So I am going to talk about my thoughts a little bit on each book. So this is the first book, and it's your basic introduction to the characters and the story and where they're from and how they were raised and how they all became best friends. The two main boys in this book are in love with Gina, and that's kind of hard for them because they're also best friends, but they love the same girl, so things kind of get complicated with that. And it is a trope that I know a lot of people don't like, but I didn't mind it that much. I actually don't hate that trope. It's not, I kind of have this love-hate relationship with a love triangle, but it really wasn't. So what I really like is that this book is set in the 70s. Specifically, this one is set in 1972. So it's definitely a lot different than how it is now when it comes to just technology, and it's more like kids being kids, playing outside, playing sports, hanging out. They have this cool clubhouse, and it was all really sweet for me, especially in the first one, because Joyce did a very great job and a very smart job on portraying young characters. Even the first couple of pages, I really enjoyed the dialogue in this book, actually in all three, but really so much in the first one because they were so they were just funny characters that their dialogue was just so young and naive and just silly, and I really liked that. Even though this series is told from a third person, I still felt like I was reading from a 10-year-old mind, I guess. They are 10-year-olds who are a little more advanced, I guess, because, they think they know what love is, and, it's all sweet and cute at the end of the day. There's not also much to say about the first one, but you do get to meet a additional character named Mickey, which I loved a lot in this one, because each character deals with a lot of different things. I really felt hard for Wade and Mickey because they were dealing with a lot. Mickey, he was introduced slowly into the first book. I really liked him at a young age, and he was adorable. That's all I can really say about the first one right now. Royal Blue, things start getting different. They're a little older now, and some characters start changing drastically because of certain things that happens in True Blue, and it was really shocking. Like I said, she does a great job at portraying different ages. This book, they're 15. She did good with having smart-mouthed teenagers. It was really interesting to see how the characters progressed over the years and how just one small thing could change a whole friendship. In this one, you get to see Mickey a lot more, and to be honest, Mickey was probably my least favorite character, which is hard to say because his character plays a really big role in this one and the last one, but I found him to be, he was a little obsessive of a character at such a young age. I felt a lot of sympathy for him in the very beginning, but then as time went on, I was just slow your roll, buddy. You're only 16. I just didn't really care for him that much. And I felt like he was portrayed as being way too perfect for his own good. I don't know, I wanted more personality out of him. He was kind of very one-noted. He loves sports, and a lot of people in this book love sports. Sports play a really big role in this book. He loves sports and he wants to make his family proud, and that's it. He was a little flat for me as a character. And then in True Blue Forever, such a hard read emotionally for me. I can't even tell you how many times I literally bawled my eyes out with this book. It literally tore my heart out into 1,000,001 pieces, and it still hurts just thinking about just all the things that happen in this book. Just so many, like one after another. Like, it was kind of chaotic and a little all over the place. And I was just like, the whole time, because left and right I was just like, oh my god. Main love story in this book I wasn't a fan of, and that's so sad to say. I really wish I loved it. I really wish. I guess it wasn't as believable as I wanted it to be. So for the characters in this book, I kind of want to talk about them individually and what I liked and what I disliked about them. I really liked all the characters in this book. Besides Mickey, Gina grew a lot in this book. She started out as, just your sweet, innocent, curly redhead who was super smart. But as she got older, she started to find who she was a lot more. And I like that she became a lot more spunkier and feisty and really stood her ground for what she believed in and never let anyone disrespect her. And that's what I really loved about her. And then you have Billy Joe, which I think is going to be a love-hate character. I loved him. I'm sorry. Especially in Royal Blue, I believe. He's just so funny. And like, I could tell that people might think he's like way too like sarcastic and way too just over the top and dramatic, obnoxious, I guess. But I don't know, like, he was so cute, and he had like a blonde afro, and I just loved his personality, and I loved his relationship with Gina, and their friendship was super strong and super just amazing. I do wish that there was more of him, especially in the last book. I felt like his character like died out a tiny bit, and I wanted to see a lot more of him. In the first two books, anytime he came up, I laughed at everything he said, and I don't know. I loved him. Wade, I absolutely loved. He's a character that, he definitely turned into your typical jock, but out of anyone, he was the one that was dealing with the most issues, especially at home. I understood him as a character more than anyone else. I think because his character was so flawed, and he was so like, his heart was on his sleeve, even though he may not come off that way, but at the end of the day, his heart really was on his sleeve. He was the one that I just grown the most attached to, even though I probably wasn't supposed to, just because he was definitely a frustrating character and he definitely disappointed me at times, but I still I just love him so much. He definitely did not make the best choices in this book, but neither did anyone else. Like, these characters made terrible choices and they were going through so many ups and downs, but that's okay, because I don't think this book was really meant to have perfect characters. Nothing about this book is perfect, but it's like imperfect in the best way, I guess. I think it was trying to be as close to real life as possible, and even though I don't relate to these characters, I still empathize with them, and they definitely touched my heart in so many ways. It wasn't meant to be perfect, and that's okay, because as we know, life is just not perfect, and that's just the way it is. As far as like the conclusion of this book, I really wish things planned out differently for the plot of the story and for the characters. Even though I wasn't thrilled with how things wrapped up, I do want to say that I feel some sort of closure when I was done, but I was more so, I guess, happy for them as a reader. And when I read, I take characters to heart, like really bad. Even if I'm disappointed in them and their actions, I still give them like the benefit of the doubt. I think if you love contemporary books and definitely coming of age stories, because this is definitely a coming of age story. You're dealing with characters that are going through a lot throughout 10 years. They have to make certain life choices and things are hard. It has everything that we love about contemporary. I loved growing with these characters, and I, of course, wish things happened differently. Things happen in life that we don't expect, and I wasn't expecting a lot of things in this book.
This one mind blown.
I'm giving this series as a whole 4 stars. Something about this story and these characters, I'm gonna get emotional again because I always do. Will definitely remember this story and all the laughs and tears it gave me, because it gave me everything and more. I was really sad when it was over because I wanted more, and I wanted to know more about some other characters, and I didn't want it to end because I just want more. I fell in love with a couple of characters in this book, and yeah, they're definitely memorable for me. So yeah. Definitely pick up this series if you love contemporary romance mixed with coming of age and mixed with contemporary and all life's ups and downs. I definitely recommend you pick this series up, read through it all, and I hope you feel all the emotions that I did. So until next time, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.